Hey everyone, today on Minis I wanted to talk about an awesome champion who can be both a brute force threat and an annoying trickster, and that champion is Wukong. Specifically, I wanted to talk about his decoy. Decoy is an incredibly simple concept. You go into stealth, and a stationary clone replaces you. It's so simple, yet it's so fun and versatile to use this ability. The amount of plays you can set up by using the ability or not using this ability at all is incredible. Beyond the simple mechanics of the ability, there are several things you can do with it. Since the clone counts as a champion, you can use it to block skill shots for both yourself or your teammates. Also, since the ability essentially replaces your champion, even targeted abilities aren't safe from the decoy's substitution trickery. Of course, the stealth portion is also very useful. It's a very tactical stealth. The primary use of it is to avoid enemies. You can stealth from bush to bush to escape enemies, or suddenly change directions after using the stealth to throw them off. You can also leave a decoy outside a bush and walk into the bush, gaining vision of the entire area while potentially luring your opponent outside of the bush so they lose vision of it. Then you can begin your counterattack. But the most fun part of the ability is to not use the ability at all. Yeah, that's the fun of it. Simply pressing S to stop your champion in place, cancelling all your commands, that can be enough to threaten the enemy into backing off, thinking you've gone into stealth from decoy. The key to using this non-ability is to not use it too often, or switch things up a bit every once in a while. Play mind games with your opponent. Sometimes use it, other times don't. Change up the intervals. Start spamming decoy every time, then suddenly stop. Stay in place for long periods of time, only to not use the ability at all and just return to normal activities. You can make your opponent really antsy from this. The most fun trick is to press S while Wukong is in the middle of a movement or attack animation. He'll twitch in place and return back to his idle stance, which is what happens when you use decoy. So you can trick your opponent into thinking that you've used the ability when, well, you didn't. And then spam your obnoxious laugh for good measure to make fun of his paranoia. That's also really fun. The possibilities are endless what you can do with this. The one thing you do need to be careful of is using decoy when there's true sight. Pink Ward's Oracle Lens, Twisted Fate's Ultimate Destiny, Karma's Focus Resolve, Lee Sin's Sonic Wave and Tempest, Lulu's Help Picks, all of these abilities, they can see Wukong while he's stealth. So it kind of nullifies the ability for him to make some really crazy plays by tricking his opponent. Ignite only gives normal sight, so you don't need to worry about it too much. However, you will be forced to decoy as it will create that ignite icon over your head, and it will force you to use your stealth. Properly using decoy is basically what makes or breaks a good Wukong player, since the rest of his kit is very simplistic, very straightforward, and pretty brainless to use. It requires almost no mechanics to use. It's understanding the extent you can push his kit, or the possibilities of his kit in your opponent's minds, that makes him a good champion. The way to use Wukong is not to just rush in every single time, but to be clever, be tricky, and be very smart about how you play this champion. Instill a fear into your opponents. The fear that you're always there, always going to trick them, always going to try and outplay them. Respect the S or die. Anyway, that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, thanks for watching, and see you next time.